Well, I'm Steve Parker, and I am running for the South Carolina House seat in District 37. And primarily I'm running because we need true conservative leadership in our district. We need somebody that's been involved in our community for years. I've been there over 32 years, been involved in our school facilities, been as a school board member, been involved in our community government as a county council member, been involved in civic activities as a Kiwanis charter member, as a president of Kiwanis, as a founder of the Boiling Springs Helping Hands Club, which provides funds to terminally ill people in our community, as a member of my church, Boiling Springs First Baptist. And I'm a servant, and I want to serve our citizens in our district, but also in our state.
What would you change about the way the state raises and spends its money?
The first thing I would say is it's easy to be on the outside looking in and say what changes you think will be made. If I am fortunate enough to be elected on November the 4th, I have a goal of going down, becoming aware of how the system works, looking at how bills and laws, and I'm already aware of that, having served on county council and school boards. But this is some of the issues that we will have to look at before you can make decisions. You have to know exactly how it affects citizens in our state.
Would you be in favor of a spending limit for state government?
I am in favor of spending limits. South Carolina government has grown over 44% in the last 3 years. Our governor had a meeting with him this week. He is stressing the need that we must control spending in our state. We are on average spending 37% more. We at 137%, counting other states in our nation, and that's just totally uncalled for. I believe in zero budgeting, which our governor supports. I believe that we need to have some form of restructuring in our government. I believe that the governor ought to have control over the Budget and Control Board. You're asking him to be responsible for the government, to take responsibility for the spending that goes on, and yet we tie his hands, whoever the governor is. So I think there are several changes that I think you'll see Steve Parker work hard for to make government better for our citizens in South Carolina.
What's your vision for South Carolina 20 years from now, and what would you do to get there?
Well, my vision for South Carolina 20 years from now, 50 years from now is the same that it is right now. I want South Carolina, I want Spartanburg County to be a place where you and I and all of our people in Spartanburg County can raise families, can have job opportunities, can provide for the children and the grandchildren, can live in a sense of safety from felons that are out there. That's what I want 20 years from now, but it's also what I want right now. I think that the first thing in any system, in any society, is you must have safety. Then you must have job opportunities to provide for your family. We must have safe roads. And, this is something that we have to have. You cannot bring jobs created with a good economy if companies won't come in because your roads are bad. Your infrastructure, your roads and bridges has to be maintained. And when we say that, it's easy to say just roads and bridges, but it's also your water system. A water main on Highway 9 blew out, took them 9 days to get it fixed. Traffic was backed up, it was terrible. We got to maintain these. We got to do a good job of keeping up with them. These things don't just happen. We have to plan for it, we have to prepare for it, and we have to be willing to accept the fact that some changes have to be made.
When you talk about doing all the road work that needs to be done, the bridge work that needs to be done, and the other infrastructure like water and sewer that needs to be done, you're talking billions. Where's that money coming from?
Well, you do it slowly, one step at a time. Your paper run an article 2 weeks ago, and in your paper you published the fact that we had plenty of money for the roads. The $25 road fee had created more money than we had a need for. Well, if that was the case, why aren't all the roads fixed? It's obviously not generating more money than we need. Why are the roads out there still in disrepair? Because we have one of the largest state and county road systems in the nation per capita. And that's important to understand, that we have one of the largest in the nation per capita. And so it takes tremendous amounts of money to maintain our roads. And there is no government with a bucket full of money, folks. That is you and I, our tax dollars that have to pay that. And so as the cost of fuel goes up, as it is today, just with the threat of a hurricane, it jumps from $3.32 a gallon to $4.99 a gallon. Today, as we speak, it's over $5 a gallon in Sumter County. We have to adjust. We have to adjust the way we live. We have to adjust the way that we think about the infrastructure itself. And we also have to adjust the way that our lifestyles are. And that's reality.